Yeah, hi everyone. Very good morning. As a part of today's session, we are going to discuss, see how to configure log shipping. And yesterday we have discussed a lot about log shipping, right? What are the prerequisites and how log shipping is working. We discuss a lot, right? Today we are going to discuss about how to configure log shipping and how to failover and how to fail over log shipping and how log shipping is working. So that's what we are going to see with the practical with example. And two things here we can do, as you most of the people don't know or know Azure. And okay, what about the setup means? Actually, here I'm making the two VMs. One is Dell SQL 45 and HOE SQL 193. These two VMs. In that I have configure one SQL instance, and in that two instance I have configure and try to configure the log shipping on your local machine. First, we can try to configure log shipping on local machine. After that, in real world, we can configure. These are the real world how we can VMs, how we can connect with VMs, and here also we can configure. First, we can see in local, and what I'm going to show you, and to make a real world experience, and have created two virtual missions. Okay, I supposed to create three virtual missions because I told you, right, and we have three backup jobs. One is three jobs, backup job and restore job and copy job. Each server I need to configure, but unfortunately I have created two VMs. In case of free trial subscription means we can create two VMs, means eight four cores we can create. Four core means if you go for one core VM, up to four VMs we can configure. And in case two core means we can configure two VMs. That is how free trial subscription. For Azure, it is the limitation will be there. And AWS and Google Cloud, there is no limitation. How many VMs you want, you can create it. If you are going to create maximum four VMs and it's one core VM, will get it maximum, will get it performance issues, means accessing everything. So what I mean to, I made created two servers. See, these two are the virtual machines. No worries. If you know and if you don't know about how to create virtual machines, and we coming sessions we going to discuss how to create virtual machines in Azure sessions. And I'll show you how to create the virtual machines and how to install SQL Server, how to deploy the clusters. Everything we're going to discuss on Azure. Okay, definitely we'll get it. And as of now, just to practice everything on your local laptop and install one or two instance or three instance, and make three instance ready. Okay, then try to configure log shipping and mirroring and everything. So what we have, whatever we are going to discuss the concept. And we have yesterday, we have last session we have discussed, right, log shipping. And everything we are going to discuss now today practical on your local mission. And after that, how we can configure in a real world, how virtual missions, in virtual missions also we can go and configure log shipping. I have created two VMs which is running on east to west location. Both are running east to west and data center. Both VMs are running on east to west data center. But here one thing, in this server I installed two instance, and HOE SQL 193 I install only one instance. Total I'm having three instance. You can maintain three instance, right, in three servers, or you can maintain three instance in the same server. If you want to maintain three instance in three servers, you can. And if you want to maintain only one instance, three one server in three instance, you can changeable. Okay, try to understand the logic when you're supposed to configure log shipping or mirroring and always on. Make sure that you need to maintain the instance, either you are maintaining on the same server or different server, either you are maintaining the same server or multiple instances. Each instance you are having, you are maintaining multiple servers, means one instance, one server, one instance, one server, like that. And one instance, multiple server, one server, multiple instances. You can maintain like that. As a real world best practices, will go for only one instance, or else will get it performance issues. Yeah. When I go for SSMS and I open SSMS in my local machine, I have mainly three instances and fraud and a test and stage. Let me connect one by one instance. I have connected fraud. I'm connecting test instance. Let me all delete whatever we perform. And first I will configure a log shipping in my local machine. Okay. After that, I will also configure log shipping on Azure servers. Then we will get it better idea. Okay. Who are using laptop, most of only laptop, right? So then their personal, let me create log shipping. On first I'm going to create on local server. In my local server I will create log shipping, and in then I will go for Azure. I'm having three instances. One is fraud, and one is test, and one is stage. And these three, okay, we're good to configure log shipping. We have three instances, and we are good to configure mirroring, and we're good to configure replication. These three concepts we configure with same machines. When you go for clusters, and when you go for always on, and you need to build virtual machines by using Oracle VirtualBox, and we are also Hyper-V hypervisor. You can use VirtualBox and hypervisor and Azure. You can create these servers in Google Cloud also, and AWS Cloud and Alibaba Cloud and Azure. And you can build the log shipping, mirroring and replication and always on clusters. Okay. Either you can do this thing or you can do that over the cloud as well. But if you want to build everything on your laptop, and your laptop with virtual machines, by creating a hypervisor with help of hypervisor, with help of Oracle VirtualBox, you require minimum 12 GB of RAM. So minimum 12 GB RAM. Otherwise, sometimes your laptop will be hung state, or sometimes your process may corrupt, and your motherboard may be corrupt. Or sometimes don't play with 4 GB, with 8 GB. Very tricky sometime. That's what that's what the reason I'm telling that configure log shipping, mirroring, and do replication your laptop, and do clusters and always on configure in Azure. So when you got opportunity, and the first thing when you got opportunity to configure log shipping, what are the major things you will consider? First, what are the major things, and you request how many instances are participating in log shipping? Yes or no? Correct, right? How many instance is participating in log shipping? First, you need to check how many instances. Everything you need to check. Maximum that application team will tell you how many instances are participating in the log shipping, and two instances or three instances, four instances, five instances, six instances, seven instances. That is the first thing you need to get it, sir. How many instances? Now I'm telling, and that I'm configuring in three instances, and I'm able to connect the three instances. Now, how many databases involving in the log shipping? Because log shipping is the database level, right? It is the database level property. Each database you need to configure log shipping. Each database you need to configure log shipping. So definitely we'll ask how many databases you are going to participate in the log shipping. That is the second question. You will get it. And five databases or six databases and seven databases you are going to configure, and they will tell us. That is the second point. Now once you got the information, what is the next one? And the third point is the most of these cases. And the secondary, I need to keep in the standby mode, or a database should be standby mode, or restoring mode. That is the third question. So on the secondary, I need to configure in the database into standby mode or restoring mode. That is the third point. If you get this information, well and good, and we are good to configure log shipping. There is no strange thing. Already we have discussed last class what is the prerequisites. These three strings are the major things. How many instances are going to participate in the log shipping? How many databases are going to participate in the log shipping? And whether I need to configure log shipping secondary in the restoring mode or standby mode. So I have three instances. What I'm going to do means, and this is my production instance. Here I am going to configure log shipping, and here one instance, this is two instance is the secondary instance. This instance I'm going to restoring mode, and this instance I'm going to standby mode. It is fine, right? Now next I need to create two folders. One is a backup folder and one is a copy folder. So for that, what I'm going to do means, go to C drive. Let me create a folder backup tlog. I have created one folder. In last class we have discussed, right? Backup folder must and should have network folder. I am creating network folder. Go to properties and go to share. Go to share. Why should, sir? Why should network folder? Because secondary can will be different server, right? Your secondary server need to access this folder means it should be network folder. Otherwise, it should not, and it cannot access the net regular folder or normal folder. Okay, without network folder you cannot access the folders from one server to others another server, because regular folders is not accessible from different server. So to make accessible, we are making it network folder, but network folders can be accessible. So what you need to do first let me open notepad. Let me open first notepad. Before that, before creating a network folder, we can go for SQL Server Configuration Manager. SQL Server Configuration Manager. Here main thing, we need to access from other server, right? Whatever service account you are running the instances, you need to access, you need to grant the permission, and read write permission you need to grant it on secondary server. So SQL server is running on which SQL server is running with which service account. That account need to grant the permission, read write permission to that folder. Let me copy all the service accounts. These are all the my service accounts. When I when I'm creating service share folder in real world also, they will run with different accounts. They never run with the same accounts. The different service account means every instance, and we will have different service account. And first thing, but what you need to do, and you need to copy this path. I mean service account you need to copy, and after that go to share, and here you need to go to share, and after that you need to give the access, and after that you need to give the read write permissions. Go to share. We have given the access to the test. Go to share. Copy this share folder. We have given test, right? And agent also need to give the access, because we have dependency, right, for the jobs. Go to share, and agent test also need to give read write permission. Okay, done. And again stage also you need to give. We have configured log shipping in two instances, right? So that reason, whatever service account you are running, all service account you need to give the read write permission. Then you will go for smoothly log shipping. Agent also I'm giving access. Now I'm going to, and unfortunately I have only one drive, and if you want to, you can go, and three folders, different drives. I have only one C drive. That's why I'm going to create a copy folder on the same drive. Copy instance name should be give. Copy test log. This is the my copy drive on the test instance. This is my test instance, and I have on primary server I have created a backup drive, backup folder, and a coffee folder, and I'm going to one more folder, coffee folder, coffee. These three drives I have created, three folders I have created, and for a fraud I have created a backup tlog folder, and a copy stage tlog folder, and a copy test tlog folder. For a test instance, I have created this folder. For stage, I have created this folder, and fraud I have created for this folder. Let me copy all the path. First of all, I need to copy all the path. For this, I have already created a network folder, right? This I already copied, and path also I can copy. This is my network path and this is the backup folder location. And also I can copy, this is my stage folder. This is my copy folder. Now we are good to configure log shipping. Now we are almost good to configure. So I have collected all the three instances and chosen I have created folders. I grant the required permission to the folder and I need to I have set the all the permissions. And here also we can give permissions for security reason. I'm giving the access, full control I'm giving. Agent also I'm giving the full control. And the stage folder also I'm giving the access. I have given full control on fraud service accounts. Here I'm making fraud is the primary and the test is the secondary and the stage is the secondary. First I'm going to create a database. Let me make a real world and I'm going to create database name is the HSBC. I'm giving owner SA. I told you right in log shipping we should database should be in full or bulk log recovery model. I'm making database into full recovery model. I have created database. First, I'm going to do initial synchronization. So I'm going to configure this database into log shipping, and we can configure log shipping for multiple databases. Now I told you right yesterday. Yesterday I told you last class I have told you right, and now HSBC is the available in the production server, and here HSBC is not available in test and stage. It is not available. Now you need to make initial synchronization, and first you need to make initial synchronization. Once you make them synchronization, later you can configure log shipping and mirroring and always on. There is three for log shipping, for mirroring, and for always on. You need to make initial synchronization. Means you need to take full backup and log backup and copy to the secondary. You need to restore it. First you need to do this. Later on top of that can configure mirroring and log shipping and always on. That is all the three techniques. This common points. How many instances are participating? How many databases are participating? And you need to create itself synchronization. Three for common for log shipping and mirroring and always on. So they make initial synchronization. To make initial synchronization, what I'm going to do right? I'm taking the full backup and log backup for the database. Go to task and go to backup. I'm performing full backup. Don't go to copy only backup. You need to perform regular backup. Let me delete previous backup files. Compress backup. Now I'm taking the full backup. Don't take any copy only backup. My full backup is done. Let me verify backup file. I have backup file. Now I'm going to perform tlog backup. Extension should be .trn. My transaction log backup is completed. Let me copy two backups into these two servers. These two instances I'm going to copy. I have copied full backup and tlog backup into test instance test folder and the stage folder I'm copying. Now we have done. We are initial synchronization we have done. And now what I have performed traditional backup means normal regular backup. And when you are taking backups and don't take any copy only backup. When you are supposed to configure your high availability technique is and so which folders are I created and this is my folders and backup folder and copy folder and copy stage and copy test. Now what we need to do means connect secondary servers when you are supposed to configure your high availability technique. So which folders I have created and I have created a backup folder. I have created a backup folder, right? On that, you need to take a backup file hsbc dot full dot bak, and I have taken transaction log backup. So successfully take full backup and transaction log backup. Now what we need to do means connect to this secondary server, and the secondary server I have connected, and I will show you practically in this VM. Try to make understand what you need to do. Connect to the secondary and We have already taken backup on primary server, right? How can move, how you can move the backup file into secondary means, and we have already created a share folder, right? Go to run. This is my share folder. Copy. In real world also you can copy from one server to other server. Here through network folder we can copy and paste it when you open a secondary server, and we can copy it manually. This is my copy folder. I'm copying the manually, and this also stage secondary server. I'm copying two backup files in the copy folder. Don't cut and paste, and copy this and paste it here. And I have pasted it both backup files in test and stage server. Okay. Let me first configure and local laptop. I can go for Azure, then you'll get it better idea. And I copied the backup files. Now you are restore the databases on secondary servers. Here HSBC is there, right? I'm going to restore database. Go to device, add the backup files. This two is the backup file, right? I'm selecting both full backup file and transaction log backup file, and click on OK. Relocate all the files to the folder. Now here I'm going to with no recovery. I told you right already. While restoring the database on secondary server, one server I'm keeping on no recovery, and one is standby. I'm mentioning with no recovery. My database restore is completed. Now see your database in restoring mode. Now I'm going to restore stage instance database. Go to device, add the backup file. One shot I'm taking the backup, full and T-log backup. Relocate all the files. And here I'm going for a standby mode. And very interesting here, interesting one point, rollback undo. When you are choosing and you are getting something called rollback undo, okay, you are getting something, you can copy and paste it somewhere. I'll discuss later. Now click on OK. No worries. We'll discuss all the things coming sessions. What is redo undo, rollback undo. See standby read only mode. And here in primary server, I have database HSBC, and you are having one more database on secondary HSBC, that is restoring mode, and secondary I have HSBC database and standby and read only mode. Yes or no? Now we are good to configure log shipping. Now we will now all the prerequisites already we are followed. So Susan, how many instances and how many databases and service accounts, and we have created folders, and backup folder we have created network folder, and granted the all the permissions, and taken the full backup and transaction log backup, and initializing the secondaries. All is done. Now we are good to configure log shipping. And now what you need to do, right click on the database, on which database you need to configure log shipping, and right click on the database and go to task. Here ship transaction logs. Here also you can select. This is the one way, and one more way also is there. Go to properties of your database. You are getting transaction log shipping. Both are same only, but don't get confused. Both are same, and you are clicking shipping the transaction log and transaction log shipping. Both are the same. When you click on, and will get it enable the database as a primary database. And when you click here and enable this as primary database in a log shipping configuration, we need to select this, and you are telling to SQL and this database primary database for my log shipping. Okay, just to click on enable it. That's it. You are not doing anything here. To check this box, now it is become to primary. Now yesterday I told you right, and primary having SQL jobs. SQL agent is the jobs, right? When you expand it, is there any backups related to log shipping? No, right? Now I'm going to create a backup job. Here backup setting I'm doing. Here one more interesting, and we have network path to the backup folder. Already we have created network folder, right? If you are enabling this, if you are not enabling by default, a backup job will be created. But so you need to configure something here, and you need to tell SQL server where our backup needs to store means our transaction log backups need to store, where our transaction log backup need to store. That is the first thing you need to SQL server. You need to tell to SQL server and copy to the network folder. I'm copying to the network folder. So I'm telling to SQL, take transaction log backup and to keep this path. If you want, you can specify local path as well. This is my local path. If a same server is you are doing log shipping, you can specify local path as well. If you want, you can specify both. Okay, for anything is fine. If you are giving both also fine, no problem. So delete files older than 72 hours means 3 days. If you are keep on transaction log backup, if you keep on transaction log backup, what will happen? Disk will get full, right? So how long I need to keep my transaction log backup means retention period. Here I need to mention retention period. What is your retention period? 72 hours means 3 days. So after 3 days, fourth day, first day backup will be deleted automatically. It is deleted. Okay. Now we need to create some maintenance plans to delete backup files that we are going to discuss, or else you need to maintain the maintenance plans also. Need to delete backup files, and you need to set the retention period. How when you backup need to expire, and when backup need to expire, you need to tell retention, so that retention we are telling that 72 hours you are make. Let me make 48 hours. I mean 2 days. I'm making my retention period. That is the one thing. And to alert if no backup occurs with 1 hour means if your default Microsoft telling, and it is occurs every 15 minutes, backup job will trigger, and it will take the transaction log backup, occurs every day and every 15 minutes between 12 a.m. to and 23 12 p.m. Keep on running. So every 15 minutes it is taking the backups. It is taking the backup in case if your backup jobs is file within 30 minutes and you schedule for 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes, right? In case every 30 minutes means you are giving some time within 30 minutes. If no backup job is trigger, it will show one alert for us. It will trigger one alert for us. That is how we'll configure every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes backup job, it will not trigger the alert job alert. It will give. I'm mentioning 30 minutes. That is how we'll configure every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes backup job, it will not trigger one alert for us. So I want to change the schedule, sir. I want to change the schedule also. Forgot about everything. This is the very important. Here I'm making a daily every 1 minute. I'm making a transaction log backup. Every 1 minute it will take transaction log backup. Forget about all the options. No need to change anything. Make it is 1 minute, and every minute it will trigger. Now click on OK. Occurs every day, every 1 minute between 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Schedule will be used starting on 7th 11/7 and 2026. So backup job is not trigger, and second minute your alert job will be monitor the backup job, and your alert job will be trigger automatically, and will get it one ticket on your mailbox on your real world. Whenever I click on backup, whenever I click on the backup, I provided the backup file location, and I have changed the schedule time, and I have created the deletion history, and I created a job alert schedule. That's what you need to do on primary. And if you are click on OK, even log shipping primary has been successful. I'm not adding any secondary here. Just I'm configuring log shipping in primary. My log shipping is successful. Now go and verify on primary server. Earlier you don't have any jobs, right, in the primary server. Go to refresh it, check jobs. Here jobs is created, right? One backup job and one is alert job is configured, right? This is ls job, ls backup for HSPC, and one more job will and we got two jobs. Still I'm not added any secondary server. Go to that folder where you have copied, verify. Right now we don't have any backup files, right? Just wait for 1 minute, because every 1 minute write your backup is backup job will be trigger. Let me add this. Now my backup job is completed. You can verify. You can verify here. T-log backup is happen. Keep on happening every 1 minute. Keep on triggering. Wait 1 more minute. It is taken one more backup. Every 1 minute it is a transaction log backup automatically it will take. Keep on taking the transaction log backups. Now I need to add the secondary. And let me go to the add secondary. Go to task and go to ship transaction logs. Here I need to add secondary instances. Click on add. You need to connect the instance. I'm going to connect test instance. It automatically take the secondary database. Here are two things, sir. Yes, generate full backup on primary database and restore into secondary database. And initial synchronization you need to do. Yes, restore existing backups of the primary database into secondary database. These two things. You can make the initial synchronization also automatic, sir. But big initial synchronization is also automatic, means you can tell to SQL server to take full backup and copy to the secondary and restore it. But for best preferences, initial synchronization you need to perform, because SQL server takes some long time. If your database is, size is very small, then no worries. You can tell to SQL server and it will take the backup and it will copy secondary and it will restore it for you. Behalf of you. But whenever your database size is very huge, take initial synchronization on yourself. This is what will be recommended. Just to take full backup on and log backup on primary and copy to the secondary and restore it. This is it will perform. That is the one option here. And one more option, and you already taken the backup, right? You are telling to SQL server to restore it and telling to SQL server to restore it. Just your backup file location, and just you need to specify the backup location. And here you need to know secondary database is initialized. Already we have initialized, right? Taken the transaction log backup and full backup, and we have selected this option. These all are recommended, but for better, won't recommend everyone. Better to you can perform initial synchronization manually and tell to SQL, hey, my initial synchronization is already done. No need to do anything. Just to configure my secondary. That's it. And this one is better. Last option is the better for my point of view. Last option I am selecting, and just go to copy files, and where I need to copy the files I am selecting. I have already created one folder, right? Where I need to copy the files, I am going to select option. Here delete copied files after 48 hours I am selecting, and I need to schedule for copy files also. How much time it will take, we don't know, right? Backupping the backup files. That's why some time retention I'm maintaining. And here also you need to set copy job schedule time. Every 1 minute your backup is running, right? So I'm giving one more time, 1 more minute. Every 3 minutes, let's run my copy job schedule. As for we can give grace time in real world. How will schedule means, mostly every 15 minutes your backup job is running, and every 30 minutes and your copy job will run, and every 45 minutes your restore job will run. Every job I'm giving 15 minutes grace time, because I'm not sure, right, how much time that backup job it will take to execute, to write complete, right? For that I'm giving 15 minutes. I'm giving for 15 minutes for backup job, and I also 30 minutes for coffee job and 15 minutes for restore job. So give some grace time every job. Give some grace time for every job, so that all jobs will run very smoothly. Every 15 minutes you are running backup jobs, and every 15 minutes you are running copy job, and every 15 minutes you are running restore job. That is the very, that is very. And when you are giving same time, and whenever your backup job will trigger, and your copy job will also trigger the same time. Whenever you are running backup job and trigger, your copy job will also trigger the same time. Yes or no? When your backup job is same time, and copy job also same time. Don't make like that sense. So that is why we're going to give some grace time. Here I'm giving 3 minutes. Here restore job, no recovery mode you need to select. After that 5 minutes I'm giving. It will occur every 3 minutes. I'm giving 5 minutes here. Yeah, my secondary server is added. Let me check. Let me click on OK. Let me refresh it. Backup jobs will be created. Okay. Copy job, alert job, and restore job is created. Let me trigger the job. My job is got success. See how many backups are happening. Transaction log backup. It is transferred to T log backup. I mean copy folder. Whatever backups is happened right till now. It is copy paste. I didn't perform any copy paste on the copy folder, right? It will ship the transaction automatically from copy backup to copy to restore. Now one more secondary you need to add. I'm having one more secondary. Go to task and go to ship transaction log. I'm having one more secondary. Connect to the stage instance. And before that, you can add any number of secondary here if you want. And the same thing you need to perform where I need to go to files and copy and paste it. Here make it 48 hours. Here I'm making 5 minutes. Here I'm making 10 minutes and 30 minutes. Alert if no restore occurs. My secondary stage instance also it is added. And I miss one point. I am removing standby. Let me connect the stage instance and here no secondary database is initialized. After that copy, you need to where you need to copy the files. You need to configure. Make it 48 hours schedule for 5 minutes. Here standby. I missed this find. Here a standby and disconnected users in the database when you're restoring the backup. We need to select this. But one thing you need to make it note. Whenever you're choosing standby and you need to select disconnect users in the database when backup is restoring, we need to select it. When you're restoring the database, backup means whenever you're restoring job will be trigger disconnect all the users on the secondary means whenever you're reading the operations all the users will be disconnected. That is the reason I told you yesterday. Lock shipping is the not best for load balancer. Whenever you are restoring a job will be trigger and it will disconnecting the users. Then how you are telling this is the best to load balancer. There is the major drawback here. This is the drawback is covered by always on. Okay. Whenever you are reading the secondary, no users will be disconnected. And whenever a data movement is happening, whenever the data movement is happening, no users will be disconnected. So, but in log shipping, whenever you are reading the secondary, all the users will be disconnected. Whenever restore will be trigger means every 10 minutes your users keep on disconnecting. My restore job will be triggering. If you are triggering every 10 minutes, all users who are performing read operations will be disconnecting every 10 minutes. You will agree or not? Now whatever you configure now, you need to script out. This is what complete information. Now whatever you are selected everything right. Log shipping can be configured from command line as well, but directly it is very difficult to write all this code. And you need to configure graphical user interface and to select everything. Finally, save into and open the clipboard. You can run from graphical user interface. You can run from command line as well. Let me click on OK. My log shipping is done. When you go here, you'll find it three jobs. One is alert job and one is copy job and one is a restore job. Every instance copy job and restore job will be created. And how many secondaries you can add, you are adding. Every instance copy job and restore job and alert job will be created. That is what I want to show you. Forgot about all these jobs. Now let me go to backup folder. How many backups has been taken on primary? This is my backup folder. See around 33 items, 33 backups has been taken, right? Let me go for copy folder. Here also 32. All transaction logs copying. You are able to see copy folder. Copy folder is available on the same drive, right? Yes or no? You see it is trying to copy the copy folder. Whenever you are taking the backup, so you need to copy anywhere automatically copy from backup folder to copy folder. It will copy the backup file from backup folder to copy folder. Let me check stage as well. Stage folder. Now see stage folder also somehow the stage also it is working fine, but still the backups are not available. Reason it is not trigger some of the files. Backups are available in the text folder and a stage folder. So that is how log shipping will work. Means shipping the transaction log from primary to n number of secondaries. For very simple understanding, if you make any changes that will be copied through transaction log backup to the secondary server, whatever the changes you are performing, see, currently go and expand the database. I'm not able to expand it because it is restoring mode, right? But when you expand this database, there is no data is available, right? That is the reason we're not getting exactly what exactly. Can I create a table? Can I insert the data, right? Let me create one table. Let me insert the values. Create table emp id int and ename varchar 20. I am creating one table. I have created one table. Let's start inserting values. Insert into values. Insert into emp values. I'm going 100 times. I have created one table and I have inserted some values. Let me go and verify in primary database. Some values is available, right? This is how. Let me go and verify secondary as well. You can go and verify it is not available because still backup job and copy job and restore job need to up to date. Make note that one. I can trigger. I don't want to wait 10 minutes. Means if you go and trigger the job, let me go and trigger the job. Don't want to wait till 10 minutes. You can go and trigger restore job. Now I'm going to start restore job. My restore job is completed. Go and check on secondary whether my records is available or not. This is read only mode, right? Restoring mode, right? That's why unable to access. Let me check this database. See, now restoration is done. Whatever the tables we have in primary server, it is moved to the secondary server. This is how your log shipping is work. And I can go and verify also and select star from EMP. All 100 records is available, right? That is what I perform. So whatever the changes you are keep on performing, all the changes keep on moving to the secondary via log backups. All the changes keep on moving to the secondary via log backups, not manually. It is automatically. For keep on running restore job, it will keep on disconnecting my session. That is the what. So that is the not best practice here. So that is the reason Microsoft came up with one more concept called always on and overcome will all these disadvantage. Log shipping is the best for DR technique than always on. Log shipping is the best technique for DR purpose. That is the what log shipping on the local system. Let me go for Azure base. I'm having two machines. One is HOE SQL 193 and Dell SQL 45. Two machines I'm having. Now I'm going to perform log shipping on the HOE SQL 180 193. I'm making as primary and Dell SQL I'm making as secondary. This is how your real world, sir. RDP, remote desktop connection. Assume this is your company laptop. This is your company laptop. From this laptop, you need to SQL server. No, right? You need to install SQL server on so on instance. First, you need to get the server details and which server I need to install and which server I need to configure server and I need to upgrade server and which server I need to troubleshoot. You need to get the server name. When you got the server name and HOE SQL 193 is the server where I need to configure log shipping and here and go to run when you are connecting server type MSTSC. It is the shortcut for Open RDP remote desktop protocol. Through we will connect the server. Again, I am telling all the Windows servers through RDP will connect to the servers. For Linux servers in real world we will use Putty. For Windows servers we will use RDP remote desktop for protocol. So that is the shortcut. You'll get it. Open the server RDP session. This is how you need to connect the server. Okay. This is how your real world look like. Go to SSMS. Already I have configured a SQL server in this VM. And one more shortcut, paste the IP address. This is how also we can connect the server. Here I have configure SQL server default. Here I have passed, right? the IP I can access, and with the server name I am not able to access, right? Because you pass the server name, I need to configure DNS. That is the reason I have passed the IP address. Let me connect the secondary server. Fortunately, I don't have didn't install in this server SQL server. Let me install SQL server. Yeah, I have connected the server. I have three instances in the server. Dal SQL server, Dal SQL 45. Let me connect all the instance. This is my default instance. Let me enable the server agent. Connecting three instances. Start all SQL server agent. Now here same approach only, same algorithm. But one thing, and all the instance we have connected, whatever you are doing your laptop, same level of configuration you need to implement here. So what you need to do, and you need to create a backup folder, C drive. Let me create a backup folder, backup D for default instance, tlog. This is my backup folder. Go to properties, go to sharing. Let me share SAdmin. Already I have shared SAdmin, and I have given the access, read write access. See, my service account is added, and provided the permission, and click on the share. This is your network path. Go to notepad and you can paste all the paths. I am creating two folders here. Means two coffee folders I am creating. I am creating two folders. Coffee test, tlog. For stage also I am creating one more folder. I have created three folders in my Azure VM. We have supposed to create log shipping in two servers, but unfortunately some DNS issue. I'm configuring in one server only. You have supposed to create primary in HOE SQL 130, and coffee folders we need to supposed to create in Dal SQL 45. But unfortunately interconnection between both servers, we are unable to create two different server. In real world work, you are good, sir. You can create it, no issue. There will be already infrastructure is designed, right? You can create it. All servers will be available, right? In real world, no issue. How you are doing in here? Same thing. You can create other server, primary in one server, and the secondaries in one server, and one more secondary is the one more server. You can configure like that. So I have created three folders, and my work is done. And what you need to do, and go and create a database name. Here I am going to primary server. I am going to create one database. Go to database and create a database name. I am going to EC2. Owner I am giving SA. Your recovery model should be full recovery model. Here same approach only. In local system how you are created, same approach only. First I am doing initial synchronization. Now I am taking a full backup and tlog backup. Go to remove, add the path to underscore full dot bak. I'm taking the full backup. Don't select copy only backup. Perform regular backup while configuring high availability and disaster recovery techniques. Don't select copy only backup. Select when backup is finished. Use compressed backup. Now my full backup is completed. Again I'm going to take transaction log backup. Navigate the path to underscore tlog dot trn. Your transaction log backup should dot trn. This is how if I backup when finished. Go to backup and use compression backup. Click on OK. My initial synchronization is done. And verify your backup files. I have taken in primary, right? Verify in primary server, primary instance. My two backups is available. Now you can copy this two backup file into other instances as well. I'm copying here, and the test also I'm copying. Now what you need to do, same approach only, and I need to restore two databases, test instance and stage instance, and one I'm going to with no recovery, and the stage I'm going to standby or no standby and read only. Let me restore the database. Go to device, and add the two backup files, full backup andtlog backup, and one shot only, and relocate all the files. Here I am going to restore with no recovery. My database restore. My database in restoring mode. Now I am restoring in stage instance and restore database. Drop down the two backup files. Click on OK. Relocate all files. Go to options. Here I am selecting with the standby. Restore with standby. This is how you need to restore the database. My database is restoration done. Now I need to do log shipping in primary server. What I'm going to do, I'm configuring log shipping. Here ship the transaction logs, and we can go to here also. Both are same options only. Transaction log backup, the transaction logs, both are the same only. You can enable this primary database in log shipping configuration. We need to uncheck this box, and after that you need to configure the backup job, and here copy the network path. If you want, you can mention both. You can mention network path, and you can mention backup location also if you want. If you don't want, you can avoid it, no issue. Network path must and should you need to mention, and I'm mentioning 48 hours my retention period, and I'm going to select alert if no backup 30 minutes. I'm going for 30 minutes. If a backup job is got file, we'll get it alert mail in real world. Let me schedule the backup job as well. Here I'm selecting backup job every 1 minute. Every 1 minute transaction log backup, it will trigger. Now I'm good to configure backup job. Click on OK. My log shipping is done. And later, after checking backup job whether running or fine or not, later I can configure. You can add the secondary servers. Just wait for 1 minute. Here you can check the backup jobs created in the SQL Server agent. Let me do one thing. Actually, before we need to give access to all the service accounts. Go to SQL services properties. Here you need to give the service account access, or else it will get failed. Let me copy all the service accounts first. Go to run and navigate the path. After that, go to properties, go to sharing, and go to share. Take the service account, give the read write permission to the service account, and also same thing, agent also need to give service access, read write access you need to give. To share, give the access this service account. See, now it is get success, right? My backup job is configured. Let me verify the backup files, whether my transaction log backup is happening or not. See, my transaction log backup is happening. Wait one more minute. Again, one more transaction log backup it will complete. See, one more 2.5 it is happening. One transaction log backup, and 2.6 one transaction log backup is happen. Now let me create and copy job and restore job. I'm adding secondary servers here. Go to add and connect to the instance. I'm connecting the instance. Here we are selecting no the secondary database initialize, and better to configure yourself only initial synchronization. In real world, we don't know, right, how much time it will take backup file. That is the reason we are telling to SQL we don't want to any initial synchronization, just to create the secondary server. That's it. We are telling to SQL. After that, to give the copy folder where you need to copy the backup tlog backups you need to configure. I'm selecting here copy folder. In that copy folder also my retention period I'm selecting 48 hours. After 2 days, third day, whatever the tlog backup, first day tlog backups is available, entire things it will be deleted. I am mentioning here my retention period. Here I am selecting every 3 minutes. It will copy from backup folder to every 3 minutes. It will copy the backup files, tlog backup files. It will copy from primary to secondary. Again, transaction restore transaction log. Here I am going to no recovery mode. Next instance I have selected no recovery mode, right? Same thing I am going to recovery mode. Here I am going to 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes from restoring tlog backups, my secondary is added. Again I am going to add one more secondary instance. Going to add a stage instance. Same approach only. Here small difference will be here. This option, third option is the better. And you are telling to SQL no need to perform any initial synchronization. You are telling to SQL we only perform the initial synchronization. That is the reason we are selecting no, the secondary database is initialized already. We are telling to SQL. Here I'm navigating the folder. I'm navigating the folder. Here I'm selecting 48 hours my retention period. Every 48 hours after whatever third day, first day T-log backups, it will be deleted. Here I'm selecting every 5 minutes. It will occur every 5 minutes. It will copy from backup file. Here I'm going to select standby mode, and every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, whenever you are, for example, here I'm mentioning 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, whatever users are connected to the instance, every 10 minutes, it will be disconnected the user sessions. That is the major drawback in the log shipping. I have created two secondary server instances in my log shipping. Now I'm running the transaction log backup. Now I'm running the log shipping, transaction log shipping. My log shipping is done on my VM. How real world, how you are configuring transaction log backup, transaction log shipping. This is how you need to configure your log shipping in real world as well. Same approach only, but how you are configuring. In case other instance, if you want other server, you can create like that. Here I forgot to give the access to our instances, service account instance. Here I am giving service account access. Let me copy the all the service accounts. Then only you need to give the access. Then only it will get success. You need to give the read write permission to the every service account. That is the first thing you need to do. First I am giving access to the network folder. Go to properties, go to sharing, and go to share, and we add read write permission. Agent also need to share the access. Again, stage instance, I am sharing the access. Go to properties and go to share. Click on add and give the read write permissions. Click on share. Again, go to stage agent service account. Go to share. Click on add and give the read write permission to the agent service account. Click on share. Here one more thing, and this also, and primary server service account also need to access this folder, right? You need to copy folder also, you need to give the access. Go to security and click on add the account. Give the full control. Go to agent service account. Go to securities. I'm adding I'm giving the full control to all the service accounts. I have added every service account here. I have given the full control every service account. Now let me check all the jobs whether it is running or not. Here three jobs is created, right? Copy job, restore job, and alert job. Let me check whether jobs is success or not. My job is getting success. And before I'm giving the control for the service account, primary service account, the job got file. After giving the access, my job gets success. That is how you need to configure. And restore job also, you can see my restore job is completed. If you're inserting any values, suppose I'm performing some data, let me disconnect all the instance. When I'm creating any database, any table here, create table emp id interior, ename equal to varchar 20 I'm giving. I'm creating one table, insert values, insert into emp values 1 comma rmv, go 100. I have inserted 100 records here. Let me go and verify how many records are available. Select star from EMP. See, my 100 records is available. And when my restore job is trigger on my secondary servers, automatically it will restore from secondary instances. When I read records, let me trigger restore job. When my restore job is trigger, it will automatically whatever inserting in primary server automatically it will restore to secondary server, secondary instance. Let me refresh the database. Let me run the first copy job. After that, let me run the restore job. This is how your log shifting. Verify all the backups are copying or not. Here 26 items is copied, right? Taken the backup, right? Test you can verify. Some delay is there, right? That's why it is showing 25. Here also 25 it is showing. This is how your transaction log shipping it will run. See, when you trigger the restore job, automatically whatever tables are available in the primary database, primary instance, it will copy here. We run again copy job. After that we can run a restore job. See, all the values are inserted, right? From primary database to secondary database. This is how your log shipping is happening. That's it for today's session. Tomorrow we come for another concept. That's it for today's session. Tomorrow we are coming other concept. Thank you for everyone. Thanks for watching this video. That's it for today's session.